Hi, I'd like to introduce you to one of our clients who had some issues with a couple of different banks, one being Aurora Home Loans and the other Bank of America. And I'd like you to hear her stories because they're typical stories of what we hear almost every single day from people and how unfair the banks have dealt with these issues. So I'd like to introduce Candace Cowan.
Hi, I'm Candace Cowan, and I've had some difficulties with a couple of mortgage companies that I'd like to tell you about. I had a house with Aurora Home Loans. Aurora owned the first loan as well as the second loan. I got behind in my payments. They kept telling me they wanted to work with me, but their way to work with me in their eyes was to sign a work-out agreement. We signed this agreement, which took our mortgage payments from $1,100 per month up to $2,200 per month. This was to run from July of '08 through November of '08. I made every payment, didn't miss one. They cashed all of my checks except the November check, and they returned that to me. And I received it probably approximately the 15th of November, right around Thanksgiving. They asked for a cashier's check, and that's all they put on the paper that the return check came in. So I was preparing to get them their cashier's check. In the meantime, I found out that Aurora had gone ahead and foreclosed on my house. They bought it themselves. This was all within the same day on November 6th. Remember, they still had my payment in their hand until November around the 15th. On November 19th, we received a foreclosure notice pinned to the door. We had no idea that they had foreclosed. We had met our obligations with Aurora. They, in my estimation, literally stole the house from us. Another situation that I'm going through is with Bank of America. I happen to have two properties. They're both investment properties with Bank of America. Had very good tenants in both properties. The first property was on a 2-year lease, doing very well, making the payments, and it covered the mortgage payment. Until one day they found a foreclosure notice pinned to their front door. And of course, with 3 small children, they went crazy over that. Well, I knew I'd made all the payments. Their rental payment was making my payment for me. So I went to Bank of America, and approximately 6 weeks later, after I had lost that tenant with a full year left on their lease, basically what Bank of America did to straighten my problem out, straighten their bookkeeping problem out, was they took the funds from my other property, transferred them into this property's account, and took it out of foreclosure. But now I don't have a tenant in it, and I can't make the payments without a tenant. I find out later that's what they did when the tenant at my second house received a foreclosure notice pinned on her door. And that's when we found out that they had taken the payments out of that account, misapplied them to the other house account, where in fact they don't know where the payments are. They don't know who got credit for them. It just wasn't either one of my properties that got credit for them. I sent them numerous pieces of correspondence, numerous pieces of paper showing them that I had paid on time, where they cashed my checks, and I am still working on trying to get the second home out of foreclosure, and I hope to keep that tenant.